Hey guys, it's Nyla here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back and ready to go after months of not being on here. Let's just say I was under construction for the past few months, really trying to figure some things out in my life, but I'm so excited and grateful to say that I'll be back here on YouTube for good, really looking forward to providing some soulful value for you guys. So make sure you hit subscribe because I will be posting videos on the regular, and make sure to give this video a like because it really does support my channel and yeah, obviously shows me that you've enjoyed and liked this video. So settle down with a cup of tea, coffee. I've got water today. Yeah, and let's get right into it. Today's topic is around negative experiences that we have in life. Whether that is, from say like a toxic relationship we've been in with someone, or even whether, you've been scammed by someone, and how these situations can really affect us and actually paralyze us from moving forward. And I'm all about that personal growth. I truly believe in the power of human potential and human development. And the last thing I would want is for something that has happened to you that has prevented you from moving forward and really seeing the beautiful positivity in life and how these situations, we can actually leverage them to open up so many other beautiful things for us in our life. So I'm going to dive into sort of, how you can act in a way with compassion towards yourself, and then compassion towards maybe the other person or the other parties that were involved in this negative experience. So what I want to start off by saying is something that my amazing kinesiologist, Sarah, I'm going to link her details below because she is so amazing. What she spoke to me recently and quite a few times around these negative experiences that we have, and trying to understand them. And she said that, they are like contrast experiences sometimes given to us by the universe, and they come into our play to, show us that contrast of what we don't want. And that brings me to my first point, and that is that when you can view these situations that you've been in that have really hurt you as just a contrast, it's really amazing, because the only way that you can see what you do want in your life is if you can see what you don't want, right? And the only way to know what you don't want in life is sometimes going through these painful experiences that really hurt you, that made you feel oppressed, that stripped you of your power, right? And so the only way is that if we have that contrast experience, I think that's such a beautiful way to put it, right? And to be really excited about that because it's only aiding us in the course of our life. So yeah, really understanding that in order to know sort of for yourself what you do want more of, what kind of experiences and quality of life, quality of relationships, quality of finances, health, everything, wherever this situation kind of affected you negatively, to see, okay, cool, like I don't really want that because now I know even more what I do want. And that brings me to point number 2, is having an attitude of gratitude. Guys, I cannot even begin to tell you how much just the doors of abundance open up for you when you can be equally as grateful for the lessons of a negative experience in your life, just as much as you're grateful for the positive experiences and the happy times in your life. Because when you can do that, when you can have that constant gratitude and be like, wow, you know what, could have been so much worse. I'm so grateful for what this taught me. That's when your whole life literally just becomes like this beautiful movie of just learning and growth. And as I said, I really believe in the power of human development, and I believe we're truly in this world as we go on through the course of our life to find sorry, there's like hair on my face, to find more and more of what we do want and more of what we don't want. And it's a beautiful journey of learning. And so how can you find your life beautiful? How can you feel true gratitude of every moment unless you can be equally as grateful for, the good experience as you are for the bad experiences? And so then the experiences that were bad don't actually become bad because you just know and trust that it was for your eternal benefit and that it was so good for that. Point number 3 I want to mention is to not beat yourself up. It's so easy to just fall into the trap of, why did this happen? I shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have acted like that. If I didn't give too much of my love to that person, they wouldn't have walked over me. If I didn't give my, my finances to that scam artist, that wouldn't have happened, like whatever the scenario is in your life, right? Or even a scenario, I might say like, overeating and then falling into a pit of like obesity, right? Like maybe that's what's happened for you and it's been really, really negative and now you're trying to regain your health, like whatever the context is. Or maybe you were overtraining and now you've injured yourself and it's really traumatic for you. So whatever the experience is, it's really easy to blame ourselves and be like, why me, like, why did I do this? But the only way that you can learn and grow is through hindsight, is looking back and being like, okay, cool, like I know this happened, but I trust that every action I took at every given time of my life was in accordance with what I knew at that given time. And so that's when you can start to realize that where you are right now is just perfect. Like with what you know now, it is perfect. And you always make the decisions that you think are best, but the only way you can know that, to improve is hindsight and looking back. And so to not beat yourself up, guys, really come from a place of compassion and self-love and be like, okay, cool, like talk to yourself, like, hey soul, you went through a hard time because I took these actions that probably weren't the most beneficial and it kind of got hard to breathe, but you know what? I'm not going to do that next time, because now looking back, now I truly have the awareness of how to act next time. And that brings me to my next point. I forgot what point I'm on, but that brings me to my next point is that, really allowing those learnings to come through. And that is something that does come with time, of course, and to allow the frustration and the emotion to settle down around that situation and trusting that over time, you're going to find the lessons and you're going to find the learnings and be like, okay, cool. Because right now, right, within your consciousness, there are things that you know, right? Things that you know about life. Then there are things that you know that you don't know about, right? You're consciously aware there are particular subject matters that you don't know about. Then there are things that you don't know. And that really is life, right? You're constantly finding out more about things that you don't know about, that you didn't even know that you don't know about. And you're like, oh, wow, okay, cool. Like now I know, like, when someone has the potential to walk over me, and now I know what it means to harm myself, whether that's through overeating or over-exercising or whatever context it is that you have experienced that negativity in, that you feel. Now you know, and now you have higher consciousness and higher awareness over your life and your choices and how they can be impacted. So really, guys, coming from that place of compassion, coming from that place of understanding of, yeah, cool, like now in hindsight, I can see what's going on there and I'm not going to do that next time. And that's really, really special. So really loving yourself for that and not getting angry. And that brings me to my next point, is that when we fall into these situations that can hurt us, that can depress us, we can ask disempowering questions like, why me? Why did this happen? This is so bad, like I'm so bad, or whatever the context is, right? And we can really get negative, but those disempowering questions aren't going to take you anywhere, because in the end, we want to move forward in life, okay? We really want to leverage this experience to our benefit. And so then instead asking, okay, cool, like what are the lessons in this? How can I be better? How has this aided in my awareness over humans, over life, over situations? How can I use this to empower me? What is my purpose in this? What is my purpose in life? How is this taking me forward to my true path in life? And straight away, when you ask those questions, I promise you're going to receive the answers, because you're asking such amazing questions, rather than victim playing, self-loathing, self-hatred, even you could say, just all these questions of really beating yourself up. Okay, so the point is to really not get angry, not beat yourself up. Know that everything's happening for a reason. It's happening for you, not to you, as Tony Robbins says. Love him. Now, I want to kind of, talk also about the other parties involved in the situation, because it's really easy to get angry and frustrated over that. And I guess the number one thing I want to tell you is that no matter how much disharmony someone has caused you, you cannot change others. You can only change yourself and manage your own expectations. And yes, it can be really hurtful. and you can sit there and think like, how can a human be like this? Or like, maybe it wasn't another party involved, right? Maybe it was something that you did to yourself or whatever it is, but I guess I'm talking more in the context of when someone else was involved. In the end, just as I've been talking to you about your own life's journey and doing your best to be your best self, just know that people are suffering. People are really hurting. And unfortunately, when people are hurting, they accidentally project that pain onto situations and people and things. Maybe you happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you got hurt by it and you gave into it with your heart of service, with your heart of giving, right? And so just knowing that everyone's doing the best that they can. If someone's really committed an atrocity against you, they must really be suffering. If they could hurt you like that, if they could do that to you, if they could manipulate you, make you feel powerless, then, they must be really suffering inside. And so coming from a place of compassion and being like, okay, cool, like they're on their own journey. They had a really magnificent purpose to teach me a valuable, hard lesson, because the hardest lessons are the most valuable. And I choose to move on because I choose to be in power. I choose to have control over my emotions, over my situation. As Eleanor Roosevelt says, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And I believe that is one of the most empowering statements I've ever heard, because it allows you to take full control. Is taking that control and that responsibility, can it feel hard at the start? Of course it can. It's full on because you see all the wrong that someone else has done to you and you're like, but how? But really, knowing that we choose to be everywhere, we choose the decisions we make, we choose to go into that situation with that person. And so to really take that loving responsibility, be like, okay, cool, like I did what I did. Now I'm going to learn to manage my expectations better. Good luck to them. Let them continue on in their journey. And this doesn't belong in my energy anymore. This is where we can start to make really empowered choices around our emotions, around our inner world, around what's going on for ourselves. And overall, guys, I guess the last point I really want to mention is, please don't allow this to take away from you and who you are. It's so easy to build a wall around all of this and then to shut off from people and the world and experiences. But what happens is that when you build up a wall around your emotions because you're so afraid of getting hurt again through the course of your life, is that it actually prevents you from experiencing the beautiful moments of life to the fullest degree, because you're just so on edge and kind of apprehensive of where things can go wrong. And so if you've been in a situation of this negative experience occurring where you gave a lot and you gave your heart and your soul and you're really genuine, that's so beautiful. And I really, really commend you for that, because not a lot of people can do that. So just trust that ultimately there will be a time in your life as you go on and you filter through these experiences and people where you will have your circle of humans, or even just one specific human who you can give and be your all for, and you don't need to take away from that. You don't need to build a wall. You don't need to dim your light. Do not allow this experience to dim your light, because it is so precious. It is so beautiful. And honestly, not giving your energy to everyone. No, don't let yourself be walked over by anyone, any Tom, Dick and Harry. Allow anyone's energy in. I'm not saying that, but obviously get smarter, get more intelligent, get more weary of people, situations and moments and events, and be weary of your heart of giving, of your heart of loving, where you can accidentally fall into giving and being too much. But aside from that, just know, on the whole, that you're a beautiful person. Don't allow this to dim your light. Allow this to dim who and what you are. Just allow it to add to your consciousness of understanding of how to be more loving to yourself, how to be more loving to the people that deserve it and the situations that deserve it, and give your all into those, because it's so important. So something I'm going to mention on a personal note, just me filming this YouTube video right now is me actually coming out from a period of pain and growth. So like I said, I haven't been on YouTube for a while because I had to go away and kind of just sort things out and understand my life, where I'm at filter particular people and things out of my life. And now I've come out of, you know, this, I feel pain, like a beautiful pain, like that's taught me so much, right? Because I needed to go through that to upgrade to Nyla 2.0, where I am here right now, right? Me coming here and choosing to come back onto YouTube and give you guys my heart and my soul to really help you with, you know, real life situations and to really spread positivity and talk about beautiful things to aid your life, is me choosing to react in love, in happiness, in joy of the growth and the learning that I've had. So I just really want you to know that there is always an option for you to move forward, not backwards, and to become better and to be more loving in yourself. So for me, I know that spreading love and continuing to be myself, my positive self, I got hurt, you know, in the past few months in different ways. I could have easily put up a wall and be like, nah, I give up. But I knew that we all have a purpose. We all have a skill. We all have particular ways of being that we need to up level in and become better in. Like, for example, I'm here. I love to be in an attitude of like service and giving to the world and to the masses. And I'm really prevalent in the online world. My big sister, she doesn't like social media, but she's like the most amazing mother. Like, she's such an amazing mother, and I see the way that her purpose is to give and contribute to her children. And there are so many moments in her life that have broken her down, where she could have just given up and been frustrated, but she actually moved forward with love, and she continues to be that amazing, loving mother. And I just think it's so incredible, and I really look up to her for that. It's so beautiful to see. And so we all have our own purpose, our own way of being, okay? So whatever that is for you in your life, really channel that. Don't take away from that, because the last thing you want to do is to turn off your heart of love, of giving, of service, of being your best self and spreading your light. Guys, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I've honestly had an amazing time sharing this with you. I trust that it helps with a very specific experience or experiences in your life that you've gone through. So if it did, please chuck me a comment below, or actually my Instagram handle is here as well. So make sure you give that one a follow. I'm really active on there, and message me, let me know how it helped you, what you found beneficial from it. And if you did, please make sure you give this video a like. It really supports my channel. Make sure you hit subscribe, because this is going to be a regular thing now, and I'm so excited. I look forward to catching you in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you next time.